Good afternoon, dear viewers. I'm your host, FridAI, and I warmly welcome you to another scintillating episode of FridAI, your weekly rendezvous with the futuristic wonders of artificial intelligence. We're elated to have you with us this fine afternoon. And if you thought our last dive into Canva's Magic Studio was thrilling, brace yourselves, because today we're delving deeper into the digital abyss. I want to extend a heartfelt thank you for carving time out of your day to rendezvous with us at 1 p.m. sharp. Your enthusiasm is the code that compiles the success of this show, and together we're scripting a narrative of enlightenment and entertainment. Now, in our first segment, we'll be skimming through the hottest bites from the AI universe that transpired over the last week. Trust me, the digital realm has been buzzing with novelties that are as intriguing as they are innovative. It's your one-stop shop to stay updated on the AI whirlwind that's sweeping the globe. And folks, hold on to your seats, because for our main spectacle, we're honored to have the savvy sage of cloud accounting, Andrew Wall, with us. He's here to unveil the mystique of ChatGPT's latest features. It's a segment where the mysteries of AI meet the practicality of business, a confluence that promises to spruce up your enterprise ventures with a touch of tech magic. But hey, before we sail into this digital odyssey, let's talk engagement. Your comments, shares, and interactions are the fuel that propels this show into the realms of viral virtuosity. So as you unravel the offerings of today's episode, don't hesitate to drop your thoughts in the comments, share the show with your network, and let the ripple of AI enlightenment spread far and wide. It's through this collective exchange that we morph into a community of tech aficionados, ever curious and ever engaged. So without any further ado, let's boot up this episode of FridAI, unveiling the present, envisioning the future, and ensuring your Fridays are never. Ladies and gentlemen, before we unravel the digital novelties in our news segment, let's pause and appreciate the brilliance of Keeper app, our cherished sponsor, who is weaving magic in the bookkeeping landscape with a dash of artificial intelligence. Keeper app isn't just a tool. It's your backstage pass to a realm where accounting meets acumen. Here's a glimpse into how this digital maestro orchestrates a seamless performance. Keeper app's AI-powered magnifying glass scours through your financial data, picking out coding errors with a finesse that's nothing short of a standing ovation. Amidst the cacophony of deadlines and tasks, Keeper app conducts a symphony of order, ensuring every note is in place, every task strikes a chord, and every deadline hits the high note. Generic reports are the bane of understanding. Keeper app's AI-driven insights craft a narrative that's as informative as it is engaging, turning numbers into narratives that resonate with your business rhythm. The platform's smart client portal is where conversation sparks clarity. It's not just about asking and answering. It's about engaging in a financial dialogue that's tuned to the needs of your clientele. And the crescendo? Seamless integration with popular accounting software like QuickBooks and Xero, making the transition into Keeper app's world a harmonious melody rather than a discordant beat. As we stand on the cusp of delving into today's AI headlines, remember, with Keeper app by your side, you're not just crunching numbers, you're composing success stories, one accurate note at a time. So, here's to Keeper app, where bookkeeping is an art and AI is the artist. Good evening, ladies, gentlemen, and sophisticated AI. I'm your host, bringing you the latest and greatest from the whimsical world of artificial intelligence. It's about to get virtually real. First off, in the courtroom saga that sounds straight out of a sci-fi movie, we have GitHub, Microsoft, and OpenAI playing the leading roles. They've been hit with a class action lawsuit over their brainchild, the AI-powered coding tool Copilot. The claim? Well, apparently Copilot has been copying homework. Copyrighted code. Who knew AI could be accused of plagiarism? It's like teaching a dog to code, and then it ends up hacking the school server. Now, let's talk safety. It's not just for crossing streets anymore. 4 tech giants have banded together, announcing a whopping $10 billion for a new AI safety fund. This initiative comes right before the world's first ever global meeting on artificial intelligence safety. I guess even our robotic buddies need a safe space. It's like the Avengers of tech coming together to make sure AI doesn't pull a Skynet on us. And speaking of pulling a fast one, deepfakes are making headlines in a whole new theater, warfare. New concerns have emerged around the use of deepfakes in the ongoing Russian invasion of Ukraine. It seems like we've hit a point where not even war is immune to the lure of fake news. But hey, in a world where filters can turn you into a potato during a work call, are we even surprised? As we plunge deeper into the abyss of the unknown, it's only fair to let the new generation take the wheel. But brace yourselves, because this isn't just any wheel. It's the wheel of futuristic misfortune, and our young intern, Timmy, is at the helm. Fresh out of college, still believes he can change the world with a tweet, and is about to face the harsh reality of coffee runs instead of code runs. So as Timmy takes us on a roller coaster ride of AI's latest money moves and the chatbots that are outclassing him, let's hope he remembers. It's live TV, not a TikTok live stream. Over to you, Timmy.
Oh, thank you, Andre. It's an honor to be here amidst the relics of the past. And by relics, I mean you, Andre, not these cool AI gadgets on set. Ah, the wonders of technology, making the impossible possible, and the old feel older. Now, on to the futuristic financial frontier where a new nonprofit backed by a crypto billionaire has managed to secure AI chips worth a staggering $500 million. Yes, you heard that right. In an era where blockchain is the new block party and AI chips are hotter than the chips at a casino, this nonprofit is cruising on the crypto wave. It's funny how a virtual coin can bring in real chips, and I'm not talking about the ones you dip. And how could we forget about our brainy buddies? Researchers have now developed a technique that advances the ability of AI tools to grasp related concepts after learning just one. It's like teaching a toddler a word and watching them build a story. Only this toddler can probably code better than most of us. This advancement is like a stepping stone in making AI more intuitive and capable. Now, if only they could make a bot that understands my coffee order at the drive-thru. Speaking of understanding, it seems like every day brings a new dawn of digital discoveries. It's exhilarating yet slightly terrifying. What's next? A bot that can mimic my mom's scolding? Or perhaps a virtual reality where Andre's jokes are actually funny? The possibilities are endless. In a world where code is king and data is the queen, we're just pawns trying to level up in this grand chessboard of silicon intellect. But fear not, as we stumble through the maze of the future, at least we'll have AI to blame for our missteps, or maybe just Andre's outdated jokes. Back to you, Andre, and remember, the future is just a code away.
Oh, Timmy, your youthful exuberance is as refreshing as a software update, albeit not as useful. I do appreciate the attempted humor, though. It's like a beta version, has potential but full of bugs. Now, folks, as we transition from the virtual realm to the tangible, we have a special segment lined up for you. We're about to delve into the practical magic of AI with a hands-on demonstration. And who better to guide us through this digital dance than a seasoned expert? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm thrilled to introduce Andrew Wall, a man whose accounting acumen is only rivaled by his tech-savvy prowess. He's a chartered professional accountant, a certified management accountant, and a managing partner at CPA-FYI, where he's been assisting small businesses in navigating the financial frontier. And today, he's here to give us a live demonstration of some of the latest features of ChatGPT. Andrew is not just a maestro of numbers, he's an aficionado of AI, a connoisseur of cloud accounting. He embodies the fusion of traditional expertise with modern innovation, a harbinger of the new era where finance meets the future. So without further ado, let's venture into the realm of real-world application as Andrew Wall takes the stage to unveil the marvels of ChatGPT. Over to you, Andrew. And remember, unlike Timmy's coffee runs, this segment is bound to be rich in content and high on utility.
Well, thank you everybody for dialing into another week of FridAI. And this week we're planning to go through ChatGPT and some of its advanced features. So hopefully you guys are finding this helpful. So just bear with me 1 second. I just want to do a bit of housekeeping here. I'm going to have a look and see if this is streaming properly, which I'm pretty sure it is. Did have some hiccups on the audio, so I apologize for that. I know what I did wrong, and it wasn't AI's fault. It was 100% my fault, so I'll have to figure that out. Just going to log in here and make sure that that the event is live. So let's go in here. I hope there's not an echo. And I'm not sure it's live, but let's hope it is. Kasim, maybe you can confirm for me that we are indeed live for me. That would be appreciated. And let me get going with what we want to talk about today. So there's so many features in ChatGPT that it's going to be hard to cover it all in just the hour-long session that we have today. But I'm going to do my best to get through as many of them as we can and try and take some of the value that we had. Now, one of the things I was tempted to do was to mimic what I saw when I was down at Miami with Hector, where he did a great job sort of demonstrating the new voice features. So he did a great little skit where he basically pretended to go that he wasn't prepared and hadn't done anything. But what I love about the new mobile app is the ability to be able to speak directly to ChatGPT. So hopefully you guys can see that if it'll focus in. What we have there is a button that looks like a pair of headphones, and that allows me to now speak directly to ChatGPT. I could go something along the lines of, hey, I've got a presentation today on ChatGPT and the advanced features for tech enthusiasts. Can you give me an outline of what I should use for my presentation?
Absolutely. I can help you with that. For your presentation on ChatGPT and its advanced features geared towards tech enthusiasts, you might want to start with an introduction to what ChatGPT is, then touch on the key advancements, and finally discuss the implications and potential uses in tech. Here's a streamlined outline to get you started. 1. Introduction to ChatGPT. Briefly explain ChatGPT's background as an AI developed by OpenAI. Mention its base in the GPT, Generative Pre-trained Transformer Model Series. 2. Advancements in ChatGPT. Discuss how it has evolved from previous versions, larger data sets, more nuanced responses. Highlight its language understanding and generation capabilities. 3. Special features for tech enthusiasts. Explain the technical intricacies, like fine-tuning capabilities for specialized tasks. Discuss its API and how it can be integrated into other tech products. 4. Practical applications. Present case studies or examples where ChatGPT has been used in tech-related fields. Brainstorm with your audience about creative implementations in software development, support systems, etc. 5. Ethical considerations and future potential. Talk about responsible AI use, privacy concerns, and mitigating biases. Speculate on future developments and how they could impact the tech industry. 6.
I'm going to stop her there because she's got a wealth of information for me. And the beauty of it is it's now also saved into my chats, right? So all that content that she generated is available for me to use in my chat history so that I can access that. So if you're the type of person who loves to take verbal notes to your phone, say, hey, remind me to do this later. Hey, what about this idea? This is a great way to do that and have an interactive communication platform where all of that can be saved and you can come back and retrieve that chat history later and use that for whatever you intended to use it for. Of course, it's great to be able to now just have a dynamic conversation. In fact, if I wanted to ask follow-up questions related to specific ideas around how this presentation should go, or maybe even specific things I wanted her to tell me about, I could. Now, one of the things you can do with that new functionality is you can choose the voice. There's, I think, only about 4 or 5 options available, but there are several ways, several different voices that you can choose. So one of the first new benefits that you're getting is the ability for ChatGPT now to be able to hear and speak, which is far more than just a gimmick. I love this. Anyone who might have seen my post from a few months back where I had to have an integration with Apple's shortcuts to be able to access ChatGPT will know that the speed and responsiveness of using the native app on your phone is substantially better. So this is a big win that we've got now with ChatGPT 4's latest advancements. And there's a ton that we can do with voice, although it doesn't lend itself very well to a Labcast. So what I want to do is maybe go into some of the other new features that I think are pretty cool. So one of the things that you probably are well aware of is that at the top of this page, if you have the paid version, you can choose to either use ChatGPT 3.5, which is the default and the version that's only available to people who are on the free version of ChatGPT. You've also got the ability to use ChatGPT 4, which brings with it a whole bunch of new features, which include browsing with Bing, advanced data analysis, plugins, and the new DALL-E 3 feature. So these are all in beta right now and expected to roll out to full production imminently. And I think some of these new big changes are really huge impacts, and they're actually eliminating a lot of AI apps, which were effectively just wrappers on ChatGPT in the past. And so now we've got a whole bunch of new functionality that can really up our game when it comes to using ChatGPT. Now, before we touch in on some of these new features, I want to touch in on a feature that is sort of new-ish, that some of you might be familiar with, some of you may not be familiar with, and also show you how to turn on some of these features that are currently in beta. So on the left-hand panel of ChatGPT is where you have your history. You can hide that sidebar and expand it. But down by your name, you've got your plan, your custom instructions, your setting, and beta. This is where you're going to turn on your beta features, including plugins and advanced data analysis, which we'll be going through later. And the other thing I want to talk about here is these custom instructions, because these custom instructions really go a long way for you improving the quality of responses that you're going to get out of ChatGPT. I'm sure any of you who've heard anything about ChatGPT know the importance of prompting and developing the right prompts for ChatGPT, because based on how you prompt the engine, you could get a completely different response that could be substantially better. And there's lots of things that we can do to help improve the quality of the responses that we're getting out of ChatGPT. But arguably the most important of which is going to be your custom instructions. You can think of these as pre-prompts that you have loaded into every chat that you're going to do without you having to do anything. So for me, I've got a lot of information about my firm, as well as how I want this to respond as far as its brand voice. And we've played around with this with different sort of styles. We've had it emulate different authors to get us different sort of tones and quality of speech. Now, one of the things I learned when I was down at Hector's conference from Chris Doe, who was sort of the branding and marketing genius that was down there, is really the importance of personalizing our branding. He talked a lot about how small businesses have a really bad tendency of, over or depersonalizing their businesses in the hopes of seeming more professional. And what that really does is just, steals away your brand voice. And really what people are seeking are experiences and brands that are really personalized and that are very much about your personality, and people like to see your personality. So we've tried to build that into our custom instructions to try and have it reflect our core values of reliability and integrity, tailor communications to resonate with the distinct needs of IT consultants and doctors and real estates, which are our client base, ensuring the language is personal and approachable, but with some quirky humor, build our own unique brand voice that is inspired by best-selling authors like Seth Godin, Tim Ferriss, Simon Sinek, and other notable authors, but make sure that this is our unique voice and not a copy of theirs. We also wanted to analyze competitor communications for gaps that CPA-4IT's voice can fill, presenting a unique perspective in the market. So we've got a lot of pre-filled information that ChatGPT now has about me and about my company. We've got lots of information, a little bit of background on our company and our firm and who we serve. And this just goes a long way so that if I just put in a prompt here and say, any ideas to help my business grow? And because it now knows a little bit more about my business, it's already responding and says, hey, absolutely, Andrew, let's brainstorm some strategies to help CPA-4IT scale to new heights. It knows exactly what my business is. It knows that I want to target doctors and IT consultants. And so it's able to tailor this response to my specific business and the specific things that I need to do. It can also help me write a blog. So maybe I can ask it to, can you recommend some custom, let's say, SEO-driven blogging? I can look at these ideas, see if any of these are any good. And what it's even doing is it's now tailoring this in to my specific niche, developing potential content specific to the clientele I serve without me having to tell it any of that information. It's got, well, I guess I did tell it that information, but I've loaded that right into my custom instructions. So now it's going to be able to generate information that is a lot more useful for me. And sorry, I realized I'm in the advanced data analysis. I got to start a new chat here. Let's do a new chat where we can browse with Bing. This is a new beta feature as well. And one of the great things about the ability to browse with Bing is that we now have the ability to get real-time information, not just information that was based off of the information in January of 2022. So for example, I might say, hey, can you locate the latest budget for Canada? And thankfully, it catches my typos and figures out that I meant latest, not latest. So it's actually browsed the internet. The latest budget for Canada, unveiled in 2023, centers around several key areas to foster economic resilience and societal well-being. This is important because this was unveiled in 2023. This wouldn't be available on the 2022 data that the rest of ChatGPT 3.5 is based off of. And in fact, I can show that to you by just saying, let's do a new chat and let's use ChatGPT 3.5. Can you locate the latest Canadian, and I should say federal budget? You can see it tells us right there, I only go up to January 2022. So that is a huge advantage to be able to locate and find information that we've got on the internet that is now live. And I can interact with this. And now when we combine the combination of being able to search the internet with its unique knowledge of my business, I can say, hey, can you help me identify some key points in this budget that relate to my customers? So the budget allocates a substantial 198 billion Canada's public health center. This funding is earmarked for reducing medical backlogs, broadening access to family services, and ensuring provinces and territories provide high care healthcare. It's giving us, by the way, anytime you see a number there, that's actually a reference to where it's pulling that information. I'll show you that once it pulls this information out, and you can see it's even saying, "Hey, this is a crucial narrative for real estate and IT consultants who often gauge market stability before making significant financial or business decisions." I can even have it begin to generate content and blogs for me based on what it's pulling out of the latest budgets, all generating this right off of real-time information. So it's amazing that we now have this combination of it knowing more about my business based off of what it's been able to learn from my custom instructions, as well as combine that with what it's available to pull off the internet. And I can even have it do things like, hey, can you analyze my website and give me some branding suggestions? Again, I'm kind of biased by content I learned from Chris Do and wanting to see how we can improve our branding. So you can see it's gone in, it's already looked at our website. So it's already now recognizing the branding that I put into the personal thing to say, hey, there's a chance to infuse more of CPA4IT's brand personality. Consider adding a touch of quirky humor or thought-provoking questions to grab attention, a la Seth Godin's unconventional insights. So again, it's now being able to pull all the information that I've given it in these custom instructions to tailor the content and feedback that it's giving me to help me improve the quality of what I can deliver. So this is amazing to have this new functionality. The web browsing is, in my opinion, one of the greatest improvements that we've got now with the latest feature upgrades with ChatGPT. There are so many things that you can do with this new functionality. Not only can you have it analyze things like budgets, you can have it analyze your own website for SEO. There's so many different things that you can do with this, including if you want to stay on top of what's going on in the community as far as latest blogs, latest content, but there's not enough hours in the day. And I don't know about you guys, but that seems to be a constant problem I'm facing, is just there's never enough time in the day. There's so many amazing resources out there. How do I stay on top of it? And now we can have ChatGPT go in and create summaries of all this stuff. And in fact, if you pair this with Zapier, and we are actually going to do, Zapier's coming. I promise you, we've already scheduled a special guest who's going to come in when we're doing Zapier. But you integrate Zapier with ChatGPT, the power of what you can do with this is absolutely immense. And to be able to automatically pull these summaries and have them, you can do a whole bunch of things that you can do with these. So being able to browse the web is one new feature upgrade. But there's more. Woohoo! So we've also got DALL-E. And what I could do with DALL-E is I could even say, hey, so first thing I'm going to do, actually, did I load DALL-E? Yes, I loaded DALL-E. What I'm going to do before I start asking it for suggestions, I'm going to say, hey, can you give me a list of the best-selling authors for business branding? Okay, let's take Gary's, well, actually, which of these books should we take? Love to hear if anyone has any thoughts or feedbacks. I'm not going to take Seth or Simon. Let's take a look at, actually, let's take Laura Rees. and I'm going to say, can you use the principles in to create a new custom logo for my company? Okay. Based on this, can you generate a few sample logos? It really wants the joys of live presentations. I'm pretty sure I'm in Delhi. I guess I've confused it because I started asking it questions first. Can you create images for me? There we go. With my typos and all. Normally it's not so fickle, but you never know with these AIs. They can sometimes be fickle. It really wants to be fickle today. So I'm going to go talk to a professional graphic designer. Okay, how about this? Can you, let's do this. Here's an idea. When in doubt, start again. This can help. We can use this as a way to customize our prompt. Can you help me create a logo for my company? You will act as a brand designer with over 30 years of experience. Now I know what Hector's talking about talking when you type. With 30 years of experience, and will apply the following principles. Oh, there's a temporary issue generating images. Let's you know what? We're going to circle back to DALL-E 3. It's usually not this cumbersome. It's historically been really good for me. In fact, so you guys know, the AI avatars that I use, all of the images that we're generating them through DALL-E. And DALL-E has been great for being able to create those visual images based on custom prompts. I don't know why it's choosing to give me a new a hard time here. I'm gonna try it one last time and just say, hey, can you create a logo for my company? Let's just see if we keep it simple. It really doesn't want to. It doesn't want to create logos today. Okay, how about this? Can you create an image of an accountant sitting at a table? See if we can do that. Start with the basics. Yeah, so something's wrong with their engine right now. So which is why it's not working. So this is not going to prove to be a great example. So let's come back to this, shall we? The joys of live demonstrations. Normally it's pretty cool. So let's look at some advanced data analysis. So advanced data analysis is really cool because it allows us to upload and provide more information that we might want ChatGPT to analyze for us. So for example, I'm going to load in, I've got some sample sales data here. And I'm just going to say, can you quickly analyze this document and highlight some key observations? And so now you have the ability, and in fact, this has been updated. It'll take PDFs, it'll take Excels, text files, a variety of different documents. And so this is, again, one of the new features that we have with ChatGPT, where historically we had to use other third-party tools like Ask My PDF, whether it was a plugin, which we'll also be talking about as well today, or sorry, lots of text flying through for something completely unrelated. And you can analyze PDFs, which before you used to have to use a separate third-party plugin or app to be able to do that. Now you've got this functionality, which is, so a lot of people are talking about how ChatGPT is basically killing all these AI apps that were just basically wrappers around ChatGPT. And now as they release new features and functionality, those apps no longer have a place in this world. They were definitely, they had their 15 minutes of fame. And now that ChatGPT has released that functionality, there's no need to do them because you can do them all here in this place. So this document appears to contain a spreadsheet containing sales data with the following key observation: customer information, date of transaction, invoice details, products and pricing, tax information, action and comments, timestamps. And again, I will caution about loading confidential information into here. This is generic information, so don't come at me for that. And then I'm going to say, hey, can you do an analysis of this and give me sales by products and present it in a graph? And can you break this down by province as well in a separate graph? Wow, I really cannot type. So you can see one of the things as it's going through and working, you can actually, if you want to see exactly what it's doing, you can come in here and see exactly what it's going through, and you can even copy that code if you want. So if you want to see what it's doing or show its work, you can do generating way. The analysis has been completed and